And so ever since then, like Prof's been around since the beginning as well.
Oh yeah,
That's something. Yeah, I didn't realize it's been that long. I figured he's been around for a while, but yeah, since what year was
I think we were like founded on paper technically in 2011, but we had worked as like a collective for like 3 years before that. So like 2008 is when we technically
around
started.
2011, so almost 10 years now.
Yep.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say his career is definitely in a great position.
Yeah.
For because I mean he sells out like every show that I've seen, or at least fills up a crowd. How you want to say it? When he goes on tour, I feel like that's probably like his biggest time of his career, like right, or like that's where he gets the most engagement, like probably makes the most revenue and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely shows have been a huge part of what we do. That was the biggest thing that drew me to Prof, honestly, when I first saw him. I'd heard a handful of his songs on like MySpace or something like that, and I liked the songs, but then when I saw him perform live, it completely 100%
he's always
sold.
been like has he always, like, since like you met like in 2008, he's always been that guy on stage that did a little extra.
Yeah.
We
never would have found him with just his CDs.
That's how I feel like that's how you really had to win it back in the day, though, because there wasn't as much social media where you could create a character online.
Yeah.
And now you really had to be that character in person and like come out and be different, because like not everyone, you couldn't just like, you know, have photo shoots and video shoots that represent you. You have to represent yourself for real.
Yeah. No, that's very true. He's always been a showman, and he's always been a showman in that, like, he can't, it's not just that he gives a good live performance, like he performs his vocals well, and he actually performs his vocals and can do stuff from his record and it sounds the same. But he always had a flair for like doing something a little bit extra too, which I could really appreciate, and just really making it not just a concert, but a real like entertainment experience and stuff. And that's something that I think that has really helped to kind of differentiate him, especially as he's gotten interesting tour opportunities and stuff. We don't just go into a situation and go, okay, let's try to have a good set and, you know, see what happens. We were like, no, let's stack the fucking deck as best we can. Let's give them all the bells and whistles we can. Let's try to get as many of our fans in this crowd as we can, all that kind of stuff. So I think, it definitely sold me on him, and it's been a huge part of how we've been able to gain audience for him and stuff like that. Yeah. And huge shout out to everybody who's taken him on tour through the years as well. So, I mean, Murs and, Grouch and Eli and a lot of the Rhymesayers acts through the years and stuff like that. So, you know, we definitely came up by getting in front of those audiences for sure.
Yeah, I'd say so. So you guys were kind of, you've been around for a while, like you said, 2008, 2011 was kind of around when you started, and that's probably around that time like Rhymesayers was kind of starting to. I don't know exactly when they started, how long they've been around. Maybe before then, you might know.
They predate us by quite a bit. Yeah.
But like obviously you guys have been growing, and they've been growing.
They were like the big conglomerate when we were just coming up that everyone
was like kind of like
trying to shoot to. Did they already have like a name for themselves?
Oh, for sure.
When you guys were first forming in 2008,
for sure.
Like that's because like I was born in 1999, class of 2017, so it's like that was a little bit before like I even kind of was dabbling into this type of stuff.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Atmosphere's been big since like 2002 or 2000.
I mean, like the realest I could put is Rhymesayers felt like they do to you guys now. Like that, they felt like that to us back then. When we were starting, they were already that big.
Yeah,
like they would, anytime Atmosphere threw a show, it was sold out. And Brother Ali or whatever.
That's fine. And then so you like eventually you guys got bigger, you established Stophouse, and you guys kind of started doing some work together, because I mean Prof was always on the Soundset lineup, correct? Like, or at least multiple years. I don't know if he was always like
he wasn't always on it. It definitely took a few years to be able to get the opportunity to get on Soundset. And then honestly, I think that it was a pretty reluctant signing. I don't think it took a long time. It took like 4 or 5 years of pitching to them and seeing them around town, and them giving us tour opportunities and all that kind of stuff. And I think ultimately it was just like they had no choice, kind of. Because
he was making noise.
Because we were making noise and doing cool shit, and like we had recently sold out Prof Outdoors for the first time, which was a 4,000 capacity show at Caboose. Prof had toured the country and performed on Rock the Bells and crushed it, and a bunch of smokers festivals and just crushed it and stuff. And so he just had a ton of momentum at that time. And so I think, honestly, like, I don't think they really had a choice at that point in time. I was like, okay, this makes financial sense for us, you know? Yeah. That would be my.
Yeah.
Does that seem accurate? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's dope. Well, yeah. At least like you won them that way, and you didn't have to like pay your way in or beg your way in as much, and they kind of like were just like, fuck it, let's do it.
I think if I could make any recommendation to small to independent artists and younger artists, if you're a real hustler and you're willing to really do anything to be successful, it would be to do like we did in those early days, but to keep going in that direction and be independent and be as self-sufficient as you possibly can be. Obviously build your own team, find a good manager who has your best interests at heart, all that type of stuff. But nowadays, man, you don't need
don't sign to any type of.
You don't need a record label. You don't need a record label.
If you want to go ahead and start one with your buddies, go for it.
Exactly. And you don't need like a publishing company necessarily either. Try to keep as much of that in-house as you can and make yourself a really lucrative small business. Because then if you do end up signing with somebody, you have at least some fucking leverage to go to the table with and stuff. And then if it's not a good offer, then you don't take it, you know? Yeah. So I would say that was like something I definitely learned through that experience is I would not sign a contract if you're an independent artist that has a good small business already in place.
Mm-hmm.